on the National Mall, where marble monuments have stood for over 2 centuries. A different kind of monument was built this year. $100 million birthday fair wrapped in flags promising the greatest celebration America had ever seen. It was supposed to be the story of the nation turning 250 years old. Instead, it became a story about something older than any government: the weather. Let's go back to the beginning. Freedom 250 was billed as the crown jewel of the anniversary 50 states, represented in booths. Rodeo shows, a Ferris wheel spinning above the Washington Monument, military flyovers roaring across a cloudless sky. For the commander in brick, this fair wasn't just an event. It was a legacy piece, a physical symbol stitched into the birthday of the country itself. But legacies don't get to negotiate with heat domes. By late June, temperatures across the East Coast began climbing past the point of comfort and straight into danger. Weather services issued warnings. Hospitals braced for heat-related emergencies, and still, the fair opened its gates on June 25th, welcoming crowds into a plastic and steel wonderland built for photographs, not for 90-degree afternoons. The cracks showed early on day one. Exhibition booths without proper air conditioning had to shut their doors. By the following week, a scheduled rodeo show was canceled entirely, not for lack of interest, but to protect the animals from the heat. These weren't headlines yet. They were warnings. Then came Friday, July 3rd. The heat index in Washington climbed past 111 degrees. Ground temperatures on the mall's pavement were reported even higher. At exactly the moment attendees expected patriotic music and flyover applause, a voice crackled over the loudspeakers instead. Attention fairgoers. The event has been postponed. Please proceed to the nearest exit. Just like that, the fair meant to showcase America's resilience closed its own gates in the middle of the afternoon. Medics moved through the grounds, misting stations replaced music stages. Families who had traveled to see history instead found themselves standing in shade, waiting for permission to come back inside. It wasn't chaos, it wasn't panic. It was simply nature doing what nature does, indifferent to anniversaries and to anyone's plans. For the senior brickrobes overseeing the celebration, the message stayed calm and procedural. Safety first, doors reopen at 5. No apology, no confrontation, just a pause. The same kind any outdoor event might take when the sky refuses to cooperate. And it wasn't only the fair up and down the East Coast. The same heat wave forced parades to cancel in small towns that had marched every 4th of July for generations. Philadelphia shortened its own parade route. Transit systems painted rail lines white just to keep the steel from warping. This wasn't a story about one broken celebration. It was a story about an entire country learning in real time that its oldest traditions now have to answer to a hotter climate than the one those traditions were built for. There's something almost poetic in that irony, even if nobody intended it. A quarter of a millennium of independence celebrated with military flyovers and Ferris wheels paused, not by protest, not by politics, but by the same sun that has shone over this land since long before any flag was planted in it. By 5 o'clock, the gates reopened, performers took the stage. The Washington Monument lit up again for its evening show. As scheduled visitors returned, drank their water, and stood beneath the same sky that had sent them away hours earlier. The fair didn't collapse, it adapted the way most things eventually have to. But the image lingered, $100 million tribute to American history, closing not once but twice within the same week, outmatched by something as old and as patient as the weather itself. Somewhere between the flyovers and the misting tents, that's the truth this story leaves behind. Not a scandal, not a conspiracy, just a nation's birthday party, learning the same lesson every generation eventually learns: that no monument, no matter how large, is bigger than the heat of the day it's built